Here we go. So guys, another completely different video. You know, we're approaching the end game. I'm trying to be creative and give you guys content that you might not see anywhere else. And I think this is a good idea I've had. I think it's a good idea. I'm going to pat myself on the back. It's a good idea because I know it's going to start a conversation. I know people are going to have really strong views on some of the stuff I'm going to say and have different views. And that's great because let's get that comment section firing. You let me know what you think of my reaction to the content that 2K have delivered this year. So we've got our first tier list we've done. I've got like, there's 33 kind of concepts here from 2K. Different ideas, different forms of content they've had. There's 33. There's probably stuff I've missed. If there is anything I've missed, leave it in the comments and I'll grade it below. But you can see here, we've got nailed it, so close, needs some work. It's content, I guess, and get in the bin. I'm pretty sure they're self-explanatory. And what I'm going to try and do is get through this quickly, because tier lists can really drag on. I'm just going to try and get through this as quickly as I can. So I think you guys have got the concept. My next video, by the way, is going to be a 2K hot takes video. If you go to my Twitter right now, I've requested the hottest takes, and I'm going to react to them, tell you whether I agree with them or not. So head to my Twitter and leave a hot take for my next video. But let's jump into this. So first up, we've got the Ascension Board so these are no particular order, but the Ascension Board from level 40. The cards haven't been great this year, guys. Like I said, I'm going to keep this quick. It's content, I guess. You know, it's RNG and it's not really that desirable. It's just something that's there. The Ascension Boards themselves can give us some decent rewards, but nothing crazy. Content, I guess, is going to be for things that are fine, but don't really create any excitement. And I think that's where it fits. If anything, I would argue it down. Next up, we got the Unicorn Ball. Absolutely my favourite bit of content this year. Like, I haven't been as excited for anything. I've got Endgame Wilt, and I was not as excited for Endgame Wilt as I was for the Unicorn Ball. I think it's one of the coolest things. It's so far out of left field. It's not typical content that we expect. But every time I shoot that ball and see that rainbow, it makes me smile, guys. I love the Unicorn Ball. Next up, we've got the Griffin All-Star Agenda. Honestly, again, it wasn't that hyped. I think very few people even remember this card. I think its content, I guess, is fine. Right, for Dirk, and we are getting like a really big split at the start. Dirk goes up here. So the collector reward, the 4,000 card collector reward, has always been disappointing, really. Certainly for the last couple of years, you could argue before that. The fact that they upgraded Dirk to endgame really made this what it was. If he was still an invincible card, I would have put it in the bin. That's how different that upgrade was. That's how much of a change, that one decision from 2K. And no one requested it, which makes it even better. That one change that they made put it all the way up here. But that is an outstanding collector reward. You could still argue it's the best card in the game. Collector reward now, when you think about when the Invincible card came out, has been quite a while. Absolutely nailed it. Love to see the same thing next season. So, Fernando Martin is here representing clutch time in general, okay? So, it is my favourite mode. It absolutely is. I think, yeah, I'm going to put it in nailed it. I think it's the best online game mode. I was going to put it in so close because of the RNG aspect and the fact that they've made, you know what, I am going to do that. This is too biased. Me putting in nailed it is biased because I've got all the clutch time rewards, all the wheel spin rewards. I know there's people out there that haven't. And I think the fact that they've made, apart from this season where Martin was better than Arenas, most seasons the actual wheel spin reward has been better. So it's kind of diminished the mode a little bit by creating this endless concept. Just for what it's worth, the reason I would have put it in nailed it is I think it's the best online concept they've ever had in terms of the 100 games. You get something every 10 games. You can lose 2 games and still continue your progression. I think as a mode, they've kind of nailed it. But I think the arenas, like the RNG stuff, I think it makes it so close. I think next year, if they do what they did this season, which is make the main reward the best reward, and the RNG reward, like, okay, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. If they make it that way around for next year, then it will be a nailed it. But the mode is fantastic. Domination, get in the bin. Now, it's not because of Domination itself. I don't mind Domination. I'm sure people are going to have strong opinions on this. I really don't mind it. When I'm kind of like brain dead and I'm just playing, it's a really fun way to do it. It's also a really fun way to test out your squad. I always play a few games of Domination before I run Unlimited. I am a clown, by the way. I said I wasn't going to do unlimited this season. In the last 3 days, I've gone from having no wins to being in pink diamond. I am an absolute clown, but that's a different conversation. Yeah, like, Domination has its purpose. It has its place. For offline players, it has its place. But Tim Hardaway as the reward, I mean, are you kidding me? Like, DBG did an Invincible list yesterday. I didn't even remember this card exists. Just putting it out there. Right. Draft. At this point, it's one of the top 2. I absolutely love the draft. I've got 12 tokens and I cannot wait to use them. I don't know. The rewards haven't been it. I think it's got to be here. I think it's close. The rewards need to be better. But as the actual mode, it's very similar to Clutch Time. These are probably my 2 favourite modes. Very similar. I think the draft is really close, especially since they updated it. Right, so duos. We've got Denny. So many good duos this year, guys. So many. There's Denny and Rui. There's Cam. There's Herter. There's a whole bunch of them, to be honest. Really good ones. Like Hansborough's absolutely cracked. And the duos, like, take the cards to some whole other level compared to previous years. I think here is good. I think the fact that this is a diamond in it, you know, with a duo, it becomes a Galaxy Opal. I mean, duos have never been massively popular in the game. I think if they're going to be done, they've probably done them as well as they can be. I think it's good. Right, I've chosen Malik Celia here instead of Horace Grant because I think he really defines this exchange concept. It's been really good. It's been really, really good. It's got people playing the mode. It's been a bit boring. 30 TT games. I think they could be a bit more creative with it. I really would like to see them just generally with agendas gear it towards like fun rather than a grind. So because it's like a proper grind, okay, 15 TTO games is fun, but 30 offline games puts it here. I think it's really close. If the requirements were a bit better, they could have nailed it. But the cards have been good. The cards have been good. Sealy, McAdoo, Horace Grant now. They've been good. So yeah, it's definitely up there. So close is about right. Right. This card is graded. It's kind of come out a bit weird. But that's the concept, grading cards. Yeah. It serves one purpose. It literally serves one purpose in the game, which is if you grade a card, it loses value. Even if you get a 10 out of 10. So 10 out of 10s are really rare, which kind of ruined it to begin with. But then, yeah, it literally just devalues the card. I literally had to find this is a Scotty. This is Scotty with a 7 grade. I mean, he's got a 7 grade. Like, that card literally has probably lost 300k in value because of a number 7 sitting at the top of it. So, yeah, I can see what they were trying to do, just executed horribly. Right, Endgame Wilt, which is actually Return of Heroes. That's really the concept he represents. I think they nailed it. I think it was perfect. I think the reward was perfect. I think the lock-in cards were reusable, which is the thing that made it the best. Like, I've got Wilt, but the card I use the most and score through the most is Hero MJ. So there's a bunch of cards that Kareem, Giannis, there's a bunch of cards that we actually locked in that we're using, which is actually the most rare thing, I think, when it comes to lock-ins, is that the cards you lock in tend to be just a write-off of MT and you're just paying for the card that you get. I've still got the 80 Hoffs. I'm going to end up using them. The whole thing was a win. The most hyped day of the year for me was when they announced Wilt. So they nailed it. Right, Holos. It's interesting. So I'm going to put it... This is going to be the first one that needs some work. So I like the idea of Holos. But I think they need to have more value. Like, you know how you've got the... with the graded cards, you get extra MT and things like that. I think there needs to be something with the holo cards that really makes them more valuable. Maybe if you get a holo, it gets pulled with a diamond contract immediately, so you get unlimited uses. I think there's a lot to do here. I don't think it's close. But I think they can take this holo concept and really dial it up to the point where holo cards are really desirable. Because you're not going to get the same desirability just because it's holo like you would in real life. Because the only thing you could do with that card to make it desirable is make it holo. And you just look at it and it's holo. But with this, I think you've got to take the idea of it being holo and looking different, but then really do something else to make those cards desirable. Let me know what you think. But I think it needs some work. I know some people really love it, but for me it needs some work. Tatum, I think the Tatum agenda was nailed, to be honest. It was a good agenda. He had a huge amount of longevity. He really did. I mean, people ran that card for 3 or 4 months. I can't really fault it. It was fine. It was a bit too OP for me, but that's good for most people. They want content, they want games to play. I think Tatum was great. Right, Kyle Korver here represents equal chance packs. That's what he represents. So, I mean, yeah, I guess as a concept, it has been nailed. It's way better than it was, you know, where they say you get 2% odds, but you actually get 0.5% odds. I think it's a huge step in the right direction. It was 1 in 4, you know, I opened a bunch of them with MT. I pulled quite a few Dark Matters. I actually pulled that card. So it worked. The one thing I would say is the Swish cards, there was a few good ones. Korver, Nate Thurmond. They didn't do it with the more overpowered sets. In fact, I'm going to move it down for that reason. I think there are pack drops that would really benefit from equal chance. And I think Swish probably wasn't the pack drop I would use. But it's a huge step in the right direction. So close is spot on. They've just got to do it with the right sets. And then it will be what it is. Limited is really tough, guys. This is so tough because the rewards are still bad. Bobby's fine. He's fine. Probably the best reward we've had, I think. But the rewards are bad. And it's still not 7 days. And, like, the requirements this year... I think if I'd done this 3 weeks ago, this would have been ranked higher. But they've killed the requirements the last few weeks. They've got so lazy with the requirements. Run 1 diamond, 1 pink diamond. Like, the draft was on Thursday, guys. Why did we get not, you know, #1 picks or first round picks or even second round picks would have been so interesting. Like, you can't use a card that was drafted in the first. It could have been so interesting. It needs work. It is close to being a good mode, but there's so many things that they need to change to get it there. It is where it is. As a mode, I love it. It's fun to play. Level 40. Now, this is... I know this is going to be controversial because people live and die by level 40. I understand. I've done the last few. I missed a bunch of them. I didn't do Iverson because I had no interest in that card. I didn't do Yao because I had no interest in that card. One of the things that's obviously great is they upgraded some of the cards recently with Evos, which was Giddy and Ray Allen. So that was really good. But overall, I mean, this Anthony Edwards isn't playing. I honestly think it's here. I think it's here. I mean, they upgrade just because they updated Giddy and Ray Allen. I'm going to put it here, but they need to step. This needs to be the crowning piece for every season. And how many seasons this year can we say it's actually been that? And it's okay, but he's not getting a look in. He's probably not in the top 10 of shooting guards and small forwards I would run on my team. That's just in my collection. I don't have a huge amount of cards. A lot of those cards are free. I just think level 40. The good thing about it is it's really easy. The bad thing about it is I just don't think it's rewarding for what it is, and it really needs to be more exciting. They need to think this through more. Level 40 is going there. The exchange, I've been looking at the card I'm using, I'm holding. I've got this card. I don't know why. I went and got him. The exchange has been, like, just from a card level. So this isn't including, like, Malik Sealy or Hoff badges or any of that stuff. Just from the actual exchange cards that are available to exchange as normal, it's in the bin. It's terrible. Mystery packs. Right. I'm going to put it here because this is really where it belongs. Honestly, I want to put it here. But the truth is, it is so close. It's a really good idea. It's such a good idea. We get a pack for every single game we play. We get to open packs. People who don't usually get to open packs do. There's so much excitement about it. If there was any chance of pulling something decent. Now, I've seen people have pulled Ben Simmons Invincible. People have pulled LeBron's Invincible. I've seen comments. I've seen clips. There has been a good, decent pull here and there. But 99% of us found this a miserable experience. I spent my whole weekend opening contracts. Dial up the odds massively. And it doesn't need to be Invincibles or Endgame cards. Make it nostalgic. Just put cards in there that we've used in the past that we'd be excited about seeing again. I got Pink Diamond D-Rob, and that was exciting. But there's a bunch of cards you could do. So it really should go here. But it is so close. It is so close to being a good idea. Right, NBA 75. This is impossible to do because it was fine as a concept. The problem is it went on for 6 months. Why did it last 6 months? I have no idea. Needs some work. That's where I'm going to put it. Concept was fine. It just dragged on forever. Like the hype had completely gone out of it by the time these cards dropped. Right, playoff agendas. I think we put it here. Now, this is something that doesn't appeal to me, so I'm trying to be unbiased. For people who want content, for people who love offline play, that's what that was geared towards. It wasn't geared towards an online sweat or anything like that. It was geared towards a specific group of people, and it delivered, and I love that card. So yeah, nailed it. It went on for weeks, and we got a bunch of great cards along the way as well, I should say. So there was a lot there. Yeah, for the target group it was aimed at, it was on the money. Right, so the half agendas this is, okay? So this is, you know, the weekly you get a badge if you do a couple of things. Honestly, fine. There's no issue with it. There's no issue with it. They're good badges. The requirements for this were fun. You don't have to get a certain amount of dunks or assists or whatever. Like, yeah, it's fine. Nothing to complain about there. RJ, so he represents the whole of Zero Gravity. Arguably the best event they've done this year. Daily content, some fantastic cards along the way. Roko being the highlight, but even the kind of lower tier cards, the Lonzos and people like that, absolutely fantastic. Why did they not keep doing it? I have no idea. It couldn't have had a better response. The final card was absolutely cracked as well. Right, celebrities in my team. This is going to be divisive. I know it is. Before I even start, I know this is going to be divisive. There are people who love this. The general complaint is you can't use them online, which made it bad. Honestly, guys, it was just there. It was interesting at the time. I have nothing to say about it. I'm not a fan of celebs in my team. That's my opinion. You let me know what you think. I understand the fun that you could have with it, but it's not for me. It's content, I guess, is where it belongs. Right, shoes this year, right? So the shoe lab is a new thing. You can pick the colorway and you can pick the upgrades, and you can put it whatever play you want, as long as they can take that shoe. And yeah, I think it's good. Yeah, no complaints here. I love it. It's a big step up on last year. It's created a much more kind of diversity in what you can do with this kind of stuff. Yeah, fantastic. Love it. Embiid. Now, the content was good. They kind of tried to make it like the Gauntlet challenges, but it wasn't quite. The problem here, guys, is the card. The fact that Dirk and Wilt dropped within a couple of weeks of this is pretty bad. And he's not going to get an Evo, it looks like. They need to Evo him to an endgame card. If they Evo him to an endgame card, it'll be up here. But the 30 games, the full domination you basically had to pay for him. Yeah, here. That's where it goes. It needs some work. I can't imagine anyone who did this is happy about it right now. Right, tokens. So Oscar, Anton, I like the cards we've had. We had the Bailey before. We've had periods of time where, token cards have been completely useless. This is good. I'm going to put it here. They could still be better, but as token rewards go, they're about as good as they've been. You can run Oscar now and have success with him. It's fine, and he's been out like 4 or 5 weeks now. It's good. I like what they're doing. The token market, get in the bin. What is this? I don't know if you can see it, but it's like 200 tokens for a Warriors player. So it's like 200 tokens for 2,000 MT. Like, what are we doing? Terrible. Right, next one is toppers. So toppers are good again. I think, where do we put this? So it's like equal chance packs or toppers. Which one is better? I think probably toppers. Yeah, I'm going to put it here because it's guaranteed. It's the first time in a long time we've seen 2K have a guaranteed outcome from a pack. So if you're going to spend 200,000 VC, $50, whatever, you're going to get the card that you want. I think that's as close as we're ever going to get to packs being in your favour and getting the card you want. So yeah, I think it's better than equal chance. That's where it goes. Right, TNT Offline. Oh, I hate this mode. I've done the one thing I've told you guys not to do, which is overplayer mode. I still don't have him or LaMarcus. It's a boring game mode. Blasian, I'm so sorry. That's where it's going. I do not like this game mode. I think it's really boring. I think it needs an overhaul. I don't know what the answer is. I think the ladder system just needs to go. I think it's one of the few modes that would actually benefit from a bit more, like, RNG. I don't know. It's just... How many people have actually got to Lanier? Hardly anyone. It's content for people who like it. That's where it is. Triple Threat Online. So my opinion on this has changed a lot in the last month. It used to be my least favourite mode to play. It's up there with one of my favourite modes to play now. The rewards are okay. Haven't been great, they're okay. I'm going to go here. I think it's really fun to play. I've really started to enjoy it. And it's because I've started playing the game differently. I've learned to dribble a little bit more, so I have way more fun with the game mode. For me, it goes here. Rewards need some improvement. The actual concept is phenomenal since they fixed it at the start of the year. It's almost impossible not to get to the top board, regardless of your skill level. So that's a win. Needs a bit of work in the rewards. Right, unlimited. I'm going to include Showdown in here. Guys, it has to go in the bin. Now, I'm playing unlimited, right? I've got every reward apart from the first season. I play it. I've done Showdown twice. I understand that this is a flex and it's important for some people to play. The game mode is bad, guys. It's bad. 70 odd wins to get this card. 80 wins or so, you know, on top of that to get the Showdown reward. It's just too much. You chuck in SBMM and Algo as well. And I think the win ratio stuff is creating a really toxic culture in the community. It needs a complete overhaul. We cannot see unlimited. I don't want to see the word unlimited next season. With SBMM, Algo, all of that stuff, it's just too much. It's not a game mode many people enjoy. And I think even the people that enjoy it, there's a way better format out there for you guys to enjoy it. Unlimited has seen its day in the sun. It's over. Let's write it off and move on. The Vince agenda, honestly, I'll put it up here. I'm going to make that one quick. The Power Within agenda was good. We got good cards along the way. Ralph Sampson was good as well. Like, Power Within in general was quite a good concept, I think. And Vince was a great card when he came out. I had a lot of fun using him. No complaints. Right, the last one. The weekend events recently. So Juancho, Bobby Jones, Kevin McHale, those weekend events. So close, guys. So close. What a fantastic event it could have been. And then this weekend, they ruined it by nerfing the hell out of this card. They ruined it. It would have been here. It would have been here. But 2K chose to ruin it. That's on them. Right. That's everything, guys. Let's have a quick look at this. You can see it's very top heavy. They have done a good job this year. Like, if I'd done this on 2K21, it would almost be a perfect slant down here and the majority of it will be in the bin. This is, I think, it's quite balanced. I've tried to be as unbiased as possible, but I know people will disagree with me, and I'm glad that you do. Please leave your comments below. That's the video, guys. Until next time, thanks for watching.